It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, if you look on the Sharp Interactive board, you'll know it's Epson's turn. The numbers are in, folks. Epson published their third quarter numbers. We got 9 months worth of numbers for their FY ending March of 2023, and the numbers look fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't help it. I'm excited about today's presentation because our industry, we need some good stories, right? We've been through hell these last few years. But when I'm looking at Epson and I share my thoughts with them on their second quarter numbers, I'm starting to get excited about Epson. And I got to tell you something. This Epson story that I'm going to share here today, from my point of view, well, it pretty much solidifies my thinking that OEMs should not be in the marketplace selling services on stuff they don't make. Because when you look at Epson, you see a manufacturer that's making a whole lot of remarkable stuff, putting it out into the marketplace and making a profit off what they put out there. There's not one division in all of Epson that lost any money for the first 9 months of FY 2023. What OEM in our space can say that? There's a lesson learned here, folks. And here's the reality. When I shared Epson's second quarter numbers, I talked about how I really believe that business print will be disrupted by ink. I truly believe that. And when I look at Epson's numbers and their profitability, I'm starting to get convinced that they can come and disrupt this place. They can disrupt the market in ways a lot of you are not imagining. You're still hiding your head under your desk. And so without any further ado, let's jump on the Sharp Interactive board. I want to share my presentation with you. So the first thing we got to do is talk about Epson's top line number, first 9 months in, $7.5 billion. Look at their operating profit, $627.7 million, 8.3%. 8.3% operating profit. I got to put my little pen down here and everybody together, give them a clap. They deserve it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your flavor is or your prejudice against laser versus ink. It matters that Epson has an 8.3% operating profit for the first 9 months of their FY ending March of 2023, and they're hitting their numbers in all their categories. That's a great thing that we should all applaud. Again, clap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I decided I'd do something for Epson. So earlier this week, when I shared my presentation around Sharp's numbers, I came up with a slogan for Sharp: best in glass. And today I wanted to come up with a slogan for our friends over there at Epson. It's going to be here on the next slide. So you ready for this, folks? Here you go, Epson. Heat-free eliminates the cracks in service. Heat-free eliminates the cracks in service. You can see the cracks in service. Folks, here's the reality. Epson talks about this, but they don't talk about it with the passion I have. But I want to tell everybody something. Today's buyer, they don't want to evaluate your service by how good you are every time you show up. They want to evaluate products that don't need you to show up. That's called a great customer experience. I bought a product. It sits over there. When I need to use it, I can use it. I can always depend on it, and I don't ever see a tech having to come fix it. We need to have that Maytag repairman mentality, especially in the document imaging channel. Those friends of mine that sell supply and service print equipment, do you realize how old our technicians are? They're all going to retire pretty soon. We don't need to replace technicians. We need to replace technology and put technology out in those offices that doesn't need a million parts, where the technicians don't have to take out a million screws, where the users could probably do a lot of it themselves. Oh, I say that and you all think, oh, that's terrible. No, it's not terrible. It's faster, it's quicker, it's cleaner. Heat-free eliminates the cracks in service. Folks, y'all need to study when you take out heat out of the printing process, exactly what that does. Let's look at their numbers broken down into their categories and their business groups. Total printing, $5 billion in revenue. That's not a small company. $5 billion in revenue. I'm going to compare them to someone here on the next slide. I think it'll shock y'all. Look at their operating profit for printing group, $509.8 million. Folks, 10% operating profit. I got to put the pen down. Let's give them another hand. That's huge in our marketplace right now. Let's look at the groups within the printing group. We have the office and home printing, $3.6 billion. That $3.6 billion number, that's pretty close to what? That digital workplace number over at Konica. But look at the operating profit, $334 million, 9.2%. Do I need to put the pen down and clap again? Yes, sir. Folks, here's the reality. Some of you probably think, Ray, you're going way overboard with this Epson success. Maybe I am, but it's pretty cool to see these numbers, isn't it? Come on, folks. Commercial industrial printing, $2.1 billion, $175.7 million operating profit. Look at their visual communications, $1.2 billion, $219.1 million operating profit. Manufacturing and wearables, $1.2 billion, $194.8 million operating profit. There's not one business category that lost any money at Epson for the first 9 months of FY ending March of 2023. How does that not excite you? Folks, how does that not make you think, if you're another OEM, maybe there's something to Ray's message about OEMs making stuff and delivering that into the marketplace remarkably and getting profit from doing it, versus going into the marketplace and delivering services on stuff we don't make? Folks, if nothing screams that, this board should. I wanted to compare them against Konica Minolta. It's my show. I can compare them against anybody I want. But look at this. This is a reality. If you look at Konica Minolta for the first 9 months, the revenue's about the same. 4.7 at Konica, $5 billion at Epson. Look at the operating profit at Konica, $96.7 million, Epson $509.8 million. That's a huge, huge difference. What's missing? Ladies and gentlemen, does it really make sense for OEMs to run around and gobble up a bunch of IT services companies that probably most of them are asset sales, try to bring all that stuff together so one day they can do what? Make a profit? Why don't you just make products and make products better and better, deliver them into the marketplace, and you'll do real well, make a profit. Ask our friends over at Epson. Folks, go to their website. Konica, Ricoh, my friends at Kyocera, at Sharp, Toshiba, all of y'all. Go to their website and look what they're making. And then imagine you're an OEM. What can you make? What can you make better? What can you deliver to the marketplace remarkably so you can make profit? I assure you, it's not going to be IT services if you're an OEM. Let the dealers in the marketplace and the resellers in the marketplace, they can sell services on stuff they don't make because they don't have to report to a manufacturing P&L like you all do. Please take this to heart. Shaquille O'Neal's on the website of Epson. So we know they like to use influence marketers. So I got to ask you a question, Epson. I'm just going to throw this out there, but I can help you too. I'm not Shaquille O'Neal in any way, but I can't even really play basketball. But I will tell you this. I can help spread your message because I think it's a right message, and we need to be talking to the marketplace about it because I truly believe that ink is going to replace laser in business print. But when I'm on the website of Epson and I see Shaquille O'Neal there, you know what I don't see? I don't see pages and pages of Key Point Intelligence BLI awards. What I see is products. And then when you look at the financials, what I see is results from going into the marketplace and doing things right. A lesson learned, I think, for all of our friends, hopefully. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our industry is definitely going to be disrupted. Those users, they're going to want to buy equipment that doesn't break. The technicians in our industry are all getting ready to retire. We don't need to replace technicians. We need to replace technology. Technology that doesn't break. Technology that's heat-free. Ink's going to be a big part of our world. You can see that Epson kicked off some new machines. Folks, explore this, and I know they're kicking off A3, and I could argue with them on that. Maybe one day I'll have a debate with them. But, here's the reality. I'd rather see an A3 ink go in than an A3 laser. Because at least you can disrupt the service piece of it for now. But Epson, I got to warn you, don't allow these outdated processes and outdated old men in our industry convince you to come into our industry and disrupt it so everybody's comfortable. Go in there and damn disrupt it. If you need to bring in some outsiders to help you, do that. Find them. Go in the marketplace. Look for products that don't take any service and hire some of those folks. Go find some appliance folks that understand how to deliver products into the marketplace without this intensive service delivery that has to follow it, and how to do that profitably. Because to me, that is our future. I got to show it one more time. Heat-free eliminates the cracks in service. And everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.